I think that it's not enough education right now as far as what you can do with art. You buy an art piece, it doesn't go down in value, it only goes up in value. So you invest in it. If something speaks to you, you might as well buy it because now you own it, it's speaking to you, you get to see it every day, and it's also gonna go up in value. Some of these artists, man, be fake deep, and they do shit like take a banana and then, but the message behind it might be some crazy shit that makes, damn, that's deep, you know what I'm saying? You go buy the shit. A lot of people buy the artist and not the art. So if I were to get myself popular, I could price my shit at wherever the fuck it wants if it's gonna sell anyway.
Welcome to another episode of the B-Roll Show. Today's guest is a really good friend of mine. This brother is a brilliant painter who's been creating beautiful murals all over Atlanta. He is the owner of the Narrative Showroom, general manager of the Petie Street Community Center. His work has been featured in the Zuccotti Gallery and in the Hulu special, Our America in Black. Give it up for my homeboy, Petie Parker. Oh my God, it's Petie. Oh, boy, crazy out there, man. Before we get into this, man, I want to say thank you for taking time out and to do this, man. We chopped it up plenty of times, and I felt like every time we talked, it was information exchange where I didn't even know this particular world exists. And you gave me a lot of knowledge on like the background of like art and how Black people need to be more, you know, in tune with it and the things and the opportunities that it can open up. And I just want to say appreciate it, bro.
I know, man. Thanks for hearing me out.
Where are you from originally?
So my family's Jamaican. I'm of Jamaican ancestry, but I was born in Queens, New York. Came down here when I was like 4. So I like to say I'm a Georgia boy for sure. I was just born in New York. Been down here my whole life. Moved around a little bit for football and college and shit like that. But
what college?
I went to a small school, NAIA school in first Kansas. No, it was Iowa first.
Iowa?
Yeah, and then I went from Iowa to Kansas. So I went from cornfield to cornfield. Bro.
You from Iowa?
Born in Kansas.
You was born in Kansas?
Really?
Damn.
In Manhattan? I went to school in Winfield, man.
Golly. And you said for football?
Yeah.
What
football. Position? I was high school. I played, receiver and corner, but in college I played receiver, and then I played some arena too. And in the arena you got to play both ways. Well, I had to, so I went back to corner when I played arena as well.
Bro, this is so funny, bro. I never knew, bro.
Yeah,
I never knew.
I was good because I was running for my life. You know what I'm saying?
Golly, man.
I didn't want to get hit out that motherfucker.
I played in high school. It was a nose tackle and a middle linebacker. Got recruited at this school in Franklin, Massachusetts called Dean College. They recruited me in middle linebacker, but I ended up playing bandit, the 3-5 position.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
And man, that was so fun because I didn't have to worry about offensive linemen no more.
Yeah.
I had to just worry about a freaking slot trying to block me.
Exactly.
And I'm coming from middle linebacker and nose tackle, bro. You can't. It's impossible, bro. You're not gonna do it, bro. It's impossible. What was life like for young Petie growing up?
Man, I think I was just like real sports heavy, man. Like I had an older brother and older sister, but I just wanted to be like my older brother. And he was always like training me in sports and stuff.
Yeah.
As far as art goes, I was doing a little creative stuff, but I didn't know I was an artist, you know what I'm saying? I know I always had like a creative mindset. Like my mom, shout out to her, instead of buying her gifts, she would make me make her gifts.
What?
Something that kind of nurtured me into like who I am today, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so I was like a little creative, cool, one of the cool little kids and shit.
Do you remember your first form of art that you created as a kid?
Yeah, my father reminded me that in 3rd grade I had, I forgot about this too until recently. In 3rd grade I had one, I had drew Spider-Man, and I had one in the whole Fulton County from like kindergarten to 5th grade. Yeah, and I completely forgot about it. And it's funny because my name is Petie Parker.
Yeah.
And I like Spider-Man, but I was a Gambit nigga when it came to Marvel.
Gambit?
Yeah, so
I was a Cyclops fan, man.
Yeah, Cyclops, he a born leader, you know, he got laser focus and shit. So it's like I wasn't even on the Spider-Man shit, it seemed to always come back to that kind of motif and that theme, you know what I'm saying? So
what artist inspired you growing up?
Damn, that's a good ass question. Because art-wise, I think I was just more so inspired by music and sports. Art-wise, damn, you know what? I might not even have had, like, growing up, a artist that I just looked up to like that, bro.
Yeah.
And I've never even had to think about that until now. Like, I don't think I have an artist. You know, my brother.
Yeah.
My brother and my dad would draw. I would say that.
Okay.
Those two, yeah.
Can you describe the moment when you decided to become a painter?
Yeah, I had, so, you know, I was in Atlanta, I was known as an artist manager. I think I was managing influencers before that was even a word. You know, I started with Paper Frame. Then I managed Zeus, Stevie. I had a stint with working with Sean just a little bit. We had conversations. But I was going to negotiate a mural. And I went and negotiated the mural and the cost of the mural. And I then obligated to go find an artist to paint the mural. And I don't know what came over me. I was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it myself.
What year was this?
This was 2020.
2020?
Yeah, COVID.
COVID.
Yeah.
And you told me, I remember we chopped it up in Agenda, and I didn't even know this. You said you really started painting or taking it serious during the pandemic.
Yeah. I didn't even know I could paint prior, bro. I had no fucking idea. I had no idea. And my first painting was a mural.
Yeah.
I think about it, my first painting was a mural. But you know, I have a web development and graphic design background.
Okay.
So I'm able to design things, and then as long as I got a projector, whatever I design, I could like get it on there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that was my mindset. And from art, I realized I'm a problem solver like a motherfucker. But I didn't realize that shit until becoming an artist.
Yeah.
I just knew if I got this mural done, it was gonna change my life.
And it did.
And man, I made more from doing art during COVID than I had made the last 10 years doing web design.
Wow.
And I was like, all right, this is what I need to do.
So it's safe to say you found your passion.
And I found my passion and my purpose, you know what I'm saying?
That's what's up, man. What does true support look like to you?
Oh man, buying my art. Straight up, you know what I'm saying? I mean, if you got, the thing about being somebody's friend, man, if you know they got a business, and sometimes you might not be able to even afford what they're offering, but I think the best way to support your friends is by like investing in them, in their business, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
If they got something going and they give you something for free one time, like just circle back around and, you know what I'm saying? Hey bro, here got some extra bread for like, I know you don't expect nothing, but it doesn't lie if you know, if somebody knows that you believe in their work so much so that you want to give them some money for it and support their business and not, think about us black folks, we always asking for hookups, you know what I'm saying? We can't go into no other store, Louis stores, and ask for hookup and inspect it.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you know you got a partner trying to get that shit off the ground, you should try to invest in them if you can. You know what I'm saying? There's different ways to invest for sure. But
I agree with that 100%, man. What kind of art do you mostly identify with?
I think now people have been who well versed in the art world have been saying I'm a figurative artist. So I paint like a lot of people and stuff. I use acrylic on canvas, or acrylic mostly to paint. So I'm a mural artist, a fine artist is really what I'm considered, because a lot of my work is gallery representative and stuff. So that makes me a fine artist.
What role does an artist have in society?
Ooh, man, we're historians, bro. Like I think we're able to tell the story of what's going on now, what has gone on in the past. We can remind people and what we think the future will look like. So I think we really historians, past, present, and future. I think it's like key. Honestly, I think creatives are demigods. I got that from my mentor Maya. It's like we create, so we gods in some type of sense, you know.
I mean, we was created in his image, so yeah.
Exactly. Demigods. So I think we're here to like problem solve and document, you know.
Outside of painting, what's your favorite form of art?
Music, I would say. Music for sure. That has to be it. I know some people like dancing or poetry, and that ain't really, none of those are really me. I just like music. I zone out to music.
Any artists, any rapper, anybody?
You know what's crazy right now? I've been listening to Will.
Yeah.
I'm leaving it at that.
Yeah, man.
Real Will here, you feel me?
Can you describe a real life situation that inspired you?
Real life situation. Yeah, I got a number of them, bro. You know, it's funny. I never really talk about this, but I had got divorced, and like right when I got divorced is when I kind of found out I could paint too. And I was like, I got divorced. I was homeless. And Maya let me sleep on the couch at Peter Street Station. Bro, I don't even think y'all knew this.
Nah, I didn't.
We was chopping up and going out around that time.
Yeah.
But I was even crashing at Sean Kelly house at times.
Yeah.
At Stevie Mom house sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So I was like sleeping at my partners in my father's couch at Peter Street Station. And that's really when I found myself, and it's because I came to a realization that I was an artist. And once it clicked that I was an artist, I honestly thought I was crazy, bro. I couldn't hold no jobs. I was a web developer. I kept getting fired.
Yeah.
Because I'd be at work just using that computer to design my own shit.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Or draw. So I was like, all right, this ain't for me. Got divorced, and it's probably because of that. I think at that time I was wearing a Spider-Man mask, you know what I'm saying? So imagine like shit falling apart. I'm walking around the street taking pictures in Spider-Man masks and shit.
Yeah.
Family think you off.
Yeah.
I'm starting to think like, damn, what the fuck I'm investing in? You know what I'm saying? But that showed me like if I really believe in something, nobody else has to believe in it. Like I was out in the streets and niggas were like, bro, you a genius, bro, because they would see it, but I would go home and not get that. You know what I'm saying? And deservedly so because I wasn't holding it down.
Yeah.
But one thing I will say about being a man, bro, like you really never lock in a relationship correctly until you find what you're supposed to be doing.
And it's funny how life happens when everything is falling apart. That's when you find out who you are and what you're supposed to be doing in life.
Straight up, bro.
Man, that's crazy. I didn't even know you was married, bro.
Yeah, I was married, man. I was married. I think when we really started chilling, when I started chilling with y'all, I was separated at the time.
Okay.
That's why I was like I was out.
Yeah,
I was like, shit, I'm like a dog off the leash. Like, this how it is nowadays out here? going crazy, man. But that just transferred to me putting all my energy into art and being where I am right now and doing the right thing.
In the last 10 years, how has the Atlanta art scene changed over time?
Man, I've seen people come and go. I've seen people come, go, and come back. But you know, Atlanta, man, we ahead of the game with a lot of stuff, or at the forefront with a lot of things. So I think there's an art renaissance happening now. I think it started about 15 years ago.
Okay.
With City of Ink. And on the flip side of that, you got Greg Mike and their gallery. It's kind of cliquish. So you got like the City of Ink crowd, Peter Street crowd. Then you got Greg Mike, who's kind of like the white crowd, but like you got Frank and Quake and my homie Markers, who kind of infiltrated that crowd too. Okay. So it's slightly more diverse, but it's really white and black. But then you got the high-end crowd too, which is like the Zucats, Wack. His name is Kevin Williams, but he goes by Wack. Wack is like, I think the #1 selling black artist. I think he alive and he here in Atlanta.
#1 selling black artist in Atlanta or?
I think in the world.
Wow.
Like everybody mom got one of his prints in their house, bro. It's like a black man and a black woman chiseling each other out of stone or something.
I seen that. Oh my God.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He in everybody's house, bro.
Yeah.
Like I could call him and talk, like to be able to reach out and touch people like him and Maya, bro.
Yeah.
It's causing Atlanta to really become like a big art scene, just like it is for music too. Like this is one place where you can really like call up celebrities, but hey, bro, you got an opportunity here to talk, to bump into a celebrity. Yeah. It's the same when it comes to art, in the art world. You got a lot of legends and OGs here that's helping the younger crowd usher it forward. So it's becoming a renaissance. For sure.
That's fine, man. What do you want to change about the Atlanta art scene now?
I think it's like a hype beast scene sometimes. So you'll go to like these art shows, and instead of people buying art, and it's starting to change. Instead of people buying art at a major rate, they're just like in front of it taking pictures and socializing and shit. They know they ain't really coming to buy art. So I think we need to buy more art, and it's happening, but there also needs to be more of an education, because I don't think people are educated enough to like understand like what it means for your pockets to invest in art, you know what I'm saying, for your family, for wealth, not to become rich, but for like your family. Wealth, you know what I'm saying? So I think that it's not enough education right now as far as what you could do with art.
What can you do? What's some information?
I mean, you could people need to know that art appreciates in value. Art and real estate, you know what I'm saying? Like you buy an art piece, it doesn't go down in value, it only goes up in value. So you invest in it. If something speaks to you, you might as well buy it, because now you own it, it's speaking to you, you get to see it every day, and it's also gonna go up in value. So if you follow the artist, you'll see, okay, he just sold something for this much. That means now my piece is worth this much. You know? Can
you break down how it goes up in value over time?
Yeah, so for an example, like me and you talked about before, auction houses, for example. Say I own a piece of my own, you own a piece of mine.
Okay.
Will, Schoon, anybody owns my artwork, and we sit down and be like, hey, bro, on this piece, this next piece you do, we're gonna put it in the auction house. We're gonna all go to the auction house. We're just gonna bid on it, run the number up. Somebody else buy it, cool. If nobody else buys it, we'll put the money together and buy it. But now if you bought a piece from me for $2,000 and I got a piece, or anybody got one of my pieces for $2,000, and we go to this auction house and run the numbers up, and it sells for $1 million, now everything that we own of mine is now worth that much or more.
The last number that it fell on.
Yeah, that it fell on. Yeah. It's always gonna be higher. It brings up the value of all the rest of my artwork that everybody else owns too.
Wow.
Right? So art is the only industry where it's legal to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, to even have the discussion to do it, it's illegal in other industries.
Yeah.
Not in art.
Because that would be considered maybe a monopoly.
Insider trading or some shit.
Yeah,
okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like, you could do that, but we just don't know that. Like, that's why these white auction houses, they run the art market. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And right now, black art is popular as fuck. Yeah. But we allow them to control the narrative. No pun intended. You know? we allow them to control it. So now they dictating our own fucking price. And our own, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, we got to get a hold of that shit. And I've been asking the question about why can't we start our own auction house, but I just found out it takes a lot of money. You got to have like millions and millions of investors and shit like that. But we got black people.
Oh, there's always a way, man.
You know what
it's
I'm
just somebody who's willing to do it.
Yeah, and we got to be educated more. Like if the industry knew that we were finding out right now, they would probably try to switch something in some way, but we got to make that shit happen.
Man, man. I was trying to explain that to somebody last night, but I couldn't explain it in detail like that. But yeah, man, I think black people got to get more into painting. I think Jay-Z tried to put some game in that song, but it went over a lot of people's head.
It's funny though, because even with that song, my homeboy Najee, who owns Zuccotti Gallery, he was like, he just had a pattern the other day. He was like, he'd been trying to tell his friends for years. As soon as Jay-Z mentioned that shit in the song, now they want to come up with, but it's cool. We need more of that.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
It's time. It's like when Nipsey passed, everybody started, oh man, I'm gonna get my shit together and go buy real estate. So unfortunately, like the way our culture is, man, somebody popular got to tell us to do it before we really do it.
I think it's too much idolizing, man, and idol worshiping, man. Yeah, and it's like, it's okay to be inspired and shit, but you know how it is, bro. It's like if a rapper don't tell you to do it, you don't even do your own research to get educated or anything like that. Sadly, but it is what it is. So, what am I gonna say? Inside your paintings, is it a message you're trying to send in your paintings?
Man, I've been trying to, even the reason why this space is called The Narrative is because prior to me painting, I was just painting because I had a good idea and I wanted to see it. And then I realized, people kind of like my ideas. So a lot of my shit was just concept based and like me just trying to help me get the idea out. So I would like think of an idea. I probably spent more time strategizing the cinematography behind my videos and painting, you know what I'm saying, or what it meant. So I would just like record myself on the time lapse painting and get it out there just to help me make some money and shit. Yeah. But now being deeper in it, I'm realizing it's about the story, it's about the narrative. It's like, I can have a piece on that wall, but if you can't ask me what it means and I don't have a story behind it, it really is hard to sell it and don't really mean shit. So I'm really trying to like have a story within all my pieces, which makes all my pieces really different. It's not really like a common theme to them, aside from the fact that I always use black. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I love black. The first year I painted, of course, I was painting celebrities because that's the best way you could show people that you could paint. Then I started painting women. And none of my work, no matter what idea I had, it just didn't feel right or wasn't complete without a black woman being in it. Yeah. So that was like the first year of me painting. And then I moved on to like painting little girls as boxers. And I realized I really like juxtapositions. It's something about like a little girl being soft but being able to fight. Like these pieces is little girls as warriors. Yeah. And I realized, like, damn, I really like medieval shit. So now medieval with girls and painting Medusa. That was the second, third year. Now, I was like, man, I never paid niggas. Now I'm paying a bunch of niggas, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, the thing about art, bro, I was driving and the best collection I've had to date, it was in Zuccotti. It's like this dude that's floating. I call them hymns. Right?
Yeah, I seen that one.
So it's spelled HIM/HYMN. So him and him. So I painted those, and it was a male figure. And that came from me just like driving and realizing, I'm fascinated by clouds. So I had to figure out how to interpret clouds in my own way. And so I made clouds in my own way, and I stared at that shit for like 2 weeks. I was like, man, I gotta put something in clouds, and then that figure came. So it's like, the thing about that is, because I was so fascinated with clouds, art made me do research. So I realized there's clouds in outer space, there's gas, and there's clouds on the water.
What?
So art is actually allowing me to like expand my knowledge too, bro. I love being an artist now because it just allows me to sit back and do research on shit that I would have never learned, you know what I'm saying? So, like, as far as messages within my pieces, it all changes, but it's all like me educating myself too on different things.
I see you have like the black canvas in the background. Is that your signature style, and why? Yeah,
I just like black on black, like your Jeep, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Something about black, bro.
Yeah.
I like
Black is powerful, ain't it?
It is, bro. That nigga Dave got a song called Black. He just say black is this, black is, it's great. You know, a lot of people think I do black. I'm not a pro-black artist. I'm not like doing like, that ain't really me. I just love the color black. Like I just love how things look on it. I love matte blacks on glossy blacks and vice versa. And I think with my graphic design background, I just kind of know what pops to the eyes. So I was like, I'm gonna just that's gonna be my thing. And then I also knew as an ex-manager that if I create my own style, it's gonna be easy for people to see the people that they want in my style. So I just stuck with that shit and developed it until I got it right. And then now I get a lot of commissions because people can actually see the portraits of themselves or their loved ones in my style. They like my style. And it's just evolving to me now doing my own stuff whenever I want to. But now, because a lot of people doing this black on black shit, I feel like I kind of made it popular. I'm hitting the ass upside the head, and I just did some white on white shit. Just to do it, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I just had to, man. I don't like being like held into one box, especially if niggas are trying to take your style and shit.
I mean, that's the biggest compliment of it all, man. You know? Where do you derive your inspiration from when starting a new piece? I asked because on your website, I saw medieval weapons and stuff. So what made you come up with that idea?
Well, overall, it's like, I'm take this shit from my girl. She says she just gets inspired by like the world around her, which I see to be true. Like I was inspired by clouds, and it started the whole series for me. But I don't know, you know, I'm really battling like where I've been wanting inspiration to just hit. I have a lot of great ideas, but inspiration sometimes doesn't hit me the way it needs to when I want it to. You know what I'm saying? Like with this particular exhibit, with the medieval stuff, the name of that exhibit was called The Prelude, and it's because they wanted us to actually show this space before it's even done. Like we still working on it right now.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know, all right, well, them seeing the space right now is just gonna be a prelude to what it's gonna be. But then from there, I was like, no, I gotta be deeper. So it became like, I love medieval shit anyway, in Greek mythology. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna try to capture the essence of like the prelude to a battle, like the day before the battle. So the opening was gonna have smoke, you know what I'm saying? I was gonna get some faux grass and have swords in the grass. Like you really walk in here, and so you could experience the coldness and the nervousness of what it's like to like be getting ready to go to a battle back in the day, back in medieval times, right? So that's where prelude came from. But then I was like, you know what? I love juxtaposition, so why not make the people who's going to battle like little girls with armor and shit like that? So sometimes the ideas and the inspiration is compounds, but I got to be interested in it in some way. Like I'm not, like I said, I'm not really like pro-black where I paint like a lot of black history stuff. Lately, I've been feeling the need to, because I think as a black artist, you always feel like you got to do something like that.
Yeah, it's like a responsibility.
Yeah, I just told myself I wasn't going to be forced to do it until like I really felt the urge to do it. So inspiration comes from a lot of different places.
Okay. They say you can't put a price on art, but that's a goddamn lie.
Yeah.
What goes into the pricing of a painting? Because, you know, like I said, I was on your website. Some paintings are $1,500, some are $3,600. Like, what goes into it where this is worth this much and this is worth this much?
It's kind of funny because everybody got their own rules. There's like really no rules to it.
Yeah.
I like art because I can just say, yo, this shit worth $35,000 and you can't question me for it. That's some real shit.
Yeah.
But that's when it gets from, a lot of people buy the artist and not the art. So if I work to get myself popular, I could price my shit at wherever the fuck it wants if it's gonna sell anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then you have like, you do have how much time you put into it, how much materials you put into it, how challenging the piece might be for you. You know what I'm saying? How long it took you to do it because it's so challenging. And I just gave a piece of Zucca and it took me a lot longer than what it usually does because I was exploring. I was trying the white on white shit. So now I'm like, damn, what do I price it at? Because even though it's the first of that type I've ever done, it's exclusive, but I knew that I was exploring a lot on it, you know what I'm saying? So it's relatively new, and I might get better from there because I've never done a white on white. I've done a bunch of black on blacks. So I could charge a lot. Yeah. Because people know that's like top quality shit. So with that, do I go off of, oh, this is exclusive, the first of it, so it should be expensive? Or should it be priced lower because it's not as good as it's gonna be because it's the first of it? Again, that's up to me. It's really no basis when it comes to paying.
What do you feel like is the most overrated piece of art ever?
Oh, just to be honest, somebody sold a fucking banana for $500,000. At Art Basel one time, an artist he taped a banana to the wall.
A real banana?
Yeah, he taped the banana to the wall with duct tape and sold it for $500,000. But yeah,
I was gonna say the Mona Lisa, but that beats
not like, and just you got to go to obvious shit. Like it's shit like that that's happening. And it's because white people could do that. Somebody be like, yo, bro, just go do this shit. I'm gonna buy it, and now all your shit is this high when it comes.
Yeah,
it's little.
But you think that was a play though?
Had to have to. There's another artist who got paid $80K up front to come up with the body of work for an exhibit, and he turned it into all blank canvases. And said, this is my artwork. So it's like, when niggas can't do that. Black folks ain't doing that yet.
Yeah.
But it's folks out there, and his dad or whoever, family, or he got the friends with money to come together to do it, or she. But, you know what I'm saying? It's shit like that that's happening, bro.
Damn, boy.
And another thing about being an artist talks are important because you can be in here and this conversation might inspire somebody to go buy my artwork, right? Yeah. So artist talks are important because of that, because you might just see the artwork, but then when you sit down and hear artists talk, you might connect with that artist in some way and then get up and go buy that piece, right? So when you hear artists talk and sometimes they naturally deep and they're like, damn, fascinating, and just something about that shit and captivating. And some artists are just, you could tell they trying to be, because they understand that if they're supposed to be able to be deep enough to talk you into buying some shit too. So artist talks are important, but some of these artists, man, be fake deep and they do shit like tape a banana and that. But the message behind it might be some crazy shit. I mean, damn, that is deep. You know what I'm saying? You buy the shit. Yeah. So for artists, it's funny. It's a funny industry, bro. It's funny as fuck.
Oh man. All right. Hold on, man.
Just
fucking banana.
A banana with duct tape. It's crazy as hell.
Do you have any marketing advice to give young artists around the world?
I would say try to create your own brand and build your own name as far as like identity. I think that goes for any, as an artist, you are your own brand. So you got to build a marketing identity and brand. I thrive primarily off of Instagram. So I have to get to a point to where I'm not very soon, because you never know what could happen with social media, with Instagram. So I go hard on Instagram to open up the doors at like Zucca, you know what I'm saying? Make myself undeniable at places like Zucca. But once I'm in there, the worst thing, my mentor, Maya Bailey again told me, he's like, the worst thing you could be is a narcissistic artist. Meaning you can't learn shit else. Yeah, you think you know every fucking thing. Yeah. So when you get in the doors at these bigger and more prestigious galleries, you got to really listen to them and play the game and kind of do what they say at times. You know what I'm saying? Like I always use the analogy with Zucca. I hate to use it now with the whole situation that's going on, but fuck it. But I looked at Zucca and myself like I would say not Diddy, but a Bad Boy and Biggie situation, right? Zucca was telling me like, yo, every time you paint, man, stop posting that shit. Stop doing these time lapses every time you do a piece, right? Stop doing it, because they gonna sell it, right? They want it to be exclusive. But in my mind, I'm like, yo, bro, this how I eat. This how I've been eating. I need to make the money, so I'm gonna paint this shit in time lapse and I'm gonna sell it. I'm gonna post it immediately because that's how I came up. It's like a Bad Boy Big situation where Biggie, like Diddy was trying to get him to come rap. He's like, I gotta go feed my dog. I'm gonna go sell these drugs.
Yeah.
That's what I know.
Yeah.
Until you make it lucrative, then I'll come up there.
Yeah.
And not make these runs and just start rapping. But I gotta do it my way because I know it's gonna work and I got a daughter to feed, right?
Yeah.
So Zukai had to kind of convince me to tone back my social media, and that's kind of hard because that's how I got in the game.
Yeah.
But at least it got me in the door.
Yeah.
And what I did from there to make them pick me up and have me at more shows is conform a little bit, but still continue to be myself. So I knew when I walked in there, and this go back to branding and identity, in New York, if you go to an art show, everybody dressed up. It's like a fashion thing. My girl, a designer. So every time I go into an opening, she made my outfit. And now I'm like the fashion nigga in that area of art, you know what I'm saying? So now everybody else want to come dressed up and shit too.
Yeah.
So between me coming in there and knowing how to talk to people, knowing I'm gonna be fly, my girl bad, she gonna be fly, you know what I'm saying? My art good, my content, like I made sure my brand and everything around me is a fucking one, you know what I'm saying? And you gotta make sure, you can't just be out here and, oh man, my shit fire, but then the camera that's using to record your artwork is blurry as shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got a crack in your iPhone camera, but you expect the world to see your shit clearly? Nah, that shit don't work. So everything gotta be A1, bro.
Wow.
That's brand new.
Shit. What are PD's do's and don'ts when becoming an artist?
Man, don't take nigga shit, man.
The original.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, they say it's the biggest form of, like, biggest compliment is, you inspired by somebody, cool, but if you're inspired by somebody, clearly state that shit.
Yeah.
Taking it, I had a nigga take my shit, post it, and then wait 2 hours to tag me. You know what I'm saying? So he get like, oh yeah, I did this, and then I get tagged when he already had a following.
Yeah.
So he got 2,000 likes, and then he tagged me afterwards.
Yeah. And those 2,000 people didn't really...
Like, some folks was like, oh, Petie did this. And I feel like he almost had to do it. He had to tag me because other folks was calling it out.
Yeah.
And I don't like that shit. I hit up Maya, and I was like, hey, bro, how I'm supposed to... I can't stand it. I want to fuck this nigga up, bro. And Maya was like, man, you can't do that no more. And he was like, and the shit he did try, it don't even compare to what you did.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, but you know what I'm saying? If anybody inspire me, I'm going to tag them. Like, it's cross-marketing that.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Like, and it shows your character.
Collaboration, man. Yeah. It's the key to this shit, man.
So now you got me showing a bass, but sometimes you got to make an example. You know what I'm saying? You got to make an example sometimes, bro. I don't know why niggas think art niggas is soft, bro. You got to make an example sometimes, too. But I would just say don't take people's stuff. And if you do, if you are inspired by somebody's work, make sure you let people know from the jump where you got it from.
Oh, good. Who decides the value of a painting? Is it the artist, the viewers / the people, or the critic?
It's the artist first and foremost. So you can't, if you put shit at $100, I've seen people put their stuff at $200 and then a critic or a collector comes and say, nah, man, I'm gonna spend this much on it because it's how much it's worth. They're allowing other people to dictate their shit. It's really up to the artist. You know what I'm saying?
When you said a critic comes in and pays, said, no, this is what I'm gonna pay, it's lower than what he...
No, higher. Like, it's happened to me. I've live painted one time, and I went, man, this is live painting, bro. You had this shit for so like, nah, bro. He understood the game. He's like, nah, I'm gonna buy it for this much because this is how much you worth. I saw you sold all this other piece for this much. If I do this, it don't make no sense.
So does that kind of mean the critic?
In that case, yeah, it's really up to the artist. Me as the artist, I should have known, like, nah, my shit is, I don't give a fuck, I'm painting this live and I don't like it. It's still worth this much because I'm me. Yeah. And all the rest of my shit sold for this much. You know what I'm saying? So it's really up to me. Yeah. And if I devalue my shit, I got lucky in this, because the way I carry myself, the way I talk to people, he wanted to invest higher. Yeah. What I was worth. If I was the asshole and he really wanted, man, here, take this shit. I'll take it for that much. You know what I'm saying? But it's really up to me, bro. It's up to the artist.
Yes. Okay. So basically, the artist makes the final decision on how much it's worth.
Yeah, because a collector or a gallerist or a gallery owner can be like, hey, man, I think you really should sell it for this much. And if an artist put his foot there, like, nah, bro, I think it should be this much.
But why would an artist do that? Devalue?
Sometimes artists go way higher though.
Yeah.
Than they supposed to. And they should have, like, why are you doing that? What's your reason for doing that? Sometimes artists go way higher because they really don't want to sell the piece. They want to keep it for themselves.
Wow.
So if somebody does buy it for this high ass number, like, all right.
I ain't think you was gonna bite on it, but fuck it.
But some artists just don't understand the education of it. When my first piece I sold in Zukai was $8,000.
Yeah.
That's the highest I've ever sold an art piece for right now, currently. But because I sold that for $8,000, now I could price everything at $8,000 and up if I want to.
Yeah.
Because there's history showing that in the gallery,
This is how much
I
it's
sold
worth.
a piece for $8,000.
Yeah.
Some folks coming in and trying to sell pieces for $1,200, and the most I've ever sold a piece for is $200 in the gallery. So it's like, why would you just, because you in this gallery, you want to throw the number up?
Yeah.
Nah, like, people track it. Real collectors and investors track that shit. So as an artist, yeah, work your way up. Or if you know it's worth that much, put that bitch high, but understand where you are. You can't put a $50,000 piece in Hidden Gallery, which is in Peter Street Station, when you ain't never even exhibited ever.
Yeah.
Like, you wouldn't have the collector basically do that, but because, Maya has a bunch of collectors, you want to put your shit up sky high. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, like, people ain't stupid.
Oh man, that's fine. You got people that track that shit. Niggas can't finesse. When we first met, earlier you mentioned the Spider-Man mask. What gave you the idea to wear the mask, and what kind of opportunities presented itself once people start paying attention to you?
Man, that's about the marketing too, and believing in yourself and your ideas. But I started wearing the mask. My real name is Kareem Thompson, right? And I was managing Frank, and I was going by, if you go to Frank now, he called me Kareem because that's what he know me by. But I started going by Petie because I was a web developer, like web slanger, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, instead of calling myself Peter Parker, I'm gonna call myself Petie because I'm pretty sure somebody's gonna come out with Peter Parker, and it was a DJ who came out with DJ Peter Parker.
Oh.
But it wasn't, and that was way after I came out with mine, but I knew that would happen. Somebody else, it's just a common name.
Yeah.
So I started using Petie for marketing purpose as a web developer.
Okay. Web developer.
Yeah.
Get it. Nah,
exactly.
Man.
Web slinger, web slang, all that shit.
Yeah.
So the mask came about when actually simultaneously while managing Paper Frank, I started managing Evan Rant. He's a big photographer here in Atlanta, big YouTuber too.
You know?
Yeah, that's my dog, man. Good friend of mine. And I was like, yo, for validation, as your manager, I'm gonna start wearing these Spider-Man masks, and once a week, just take a picture of me in this mask. I'm gonna dress fly as fuck, and then we're just gonna post it. So me and him would just go around the city.
Yeah.
This is back when everybody was just like walking around the city doing lifestyle photography and shit. And I would take a picture of the Spider-Man mask.
You was on the news at one point.
I got news a couple times.
Man, I don't know what I was doing, but I think it was in the morning or something, and I heard something. I think it was like maybe Channel 11 or something.
Yeah, it was.
Neighborhood Spider-Man or something.
Yep.
Petie Parker, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Made the motherfucking news. I mean, that's crazy, bro. Like, it's funny looking back. Like, it's crazy that was a chapter.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not even on that shit. I thought I would never. I remember going to places, bro, and like, I was in rooms, and niggas ain't even know I was there. Now I'll take a picture of the Spider-Man mask and then post it, and oh, nigga, you was there. I remember talking to one nigga, bro, and being very cordial. I ain't had the mask on, and the nigga was an asshole, right? It was weird as fuck. And he turned around, and I put the mask on to take a picture. He's like, oh shit. I said, nigga, I'm the same person. I had the same clothes on. It was like he was talking to a complete, that's when I realized, like, oh, it's really two different people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And from that, I was like, you know what? Even with women at the time, I was like, if you could respect my mind, if you could respect me without seeing my face, that really means you respect my mind. You know what I'm saying?
They were trying to get you to fuck with the mask on?
Man, it's fetishes, it's all that shit. You wouldn't believe it. I was like, yo, ain't this what? I remember talking to a chick via the mask, bro, and like some women just have to know. They have to, it's something where they have to figure shit out, bro. And as soon as they figure it out, lost interest. You know
Oh
what I'm
my
saying?
God, bro.
I got stories, bro. That shit,
Man.
shit's super weird. My girl, it's kind of funny that you go through stages at the right time because she would not have been into that.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't even have, I got a woman of my dreams right now, but I wouldn't have had her if I didn't stop that.
Yeah.
And I would have never thought I would stop.
Yeah.
It was my claim to fame. It was my bread and butter.
Yeah.
And then I started paying, and I was like, you know what? I got to show my face. And one day I just said, fuck it. And now I might do a show with the mass just cause.
Yeah.
But I don't even think about that shit no more.
Wow, man. That's funny. I had, I wear glasses and shit.
Yeah.
And when I'm sexually involved, I take the glasses off. I got to request.
Clark Kent Superman, nigga.
Be like, put your glasses back on. I'm like, for real? I mean, all right. I'm like, what? Okay, cool. I can see everything better, but I ain't want to. I wasn't trying to break them. Let's backtrack to Atlanta. Why is Atlanta so important to the art scene from your perspective?
Yeah. Just because, I think it's not just the art scene. It's just Atlanta overall is culturally, we it right now. We the shit.
Yeah.
So a lot of people look to us for what's next and what's cool, what's trending, what to do, what to wear, you know what I'm saying? What to buy. And I think that's just a part of it. And for some reason, man, we just be producing fire people, bro.
Yeah.
And I think it's like the music industry too. I would say everybody in the music industry here kind of fuck with each other. They really fuck with each other. You got some people who don't, obviously, but we fuck with each other here. And even if it's some malice or some hate in a way, it's not enough to
just fuck up the whole thing. New York rap did. Everybody was beefing with each other and they kind of fucked their game.
If them niggas would have really did what we do down here,
they still would have had it.
They still be running shit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I think the West Coast do it too. They fuck with each other too, I would say. For as far as I know. But Atlanta, we really it's funny because I could be doing this and then hit up certain people who doing the same thing, and it's I'm gonna come support you.
Yeah,
and that this is cross marketing number one. Mm-hmm. So it's a lot of cross marketing in a smart way here too. So I think to the rest of the world, it makes us look like, oh shit, Atlanta's the shit, because you might see me in your video, and then you might see me at a party.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, and we together there. So it's this. It's something that I learned that as being a manager, bro. I would always. If you see me with somebody, he about to manage that person, and that person is probably next to blow. Mm-hmm. And it's just because I've realized being seen with people is the way to go. It's just a lot of cross marketing, a lot of validation in that, and I think we validate each other in a very good way. I think that's why Atlanta's where it is right now.
What's the future for Atlanta painters and artists?
Shit, I'm the motherfucking future. I would say that, goddamn. I feel real confident about it.
Right on.
You know what I'm saying? I'm the future. What I got going on, the narrative here. When me and my girl do with this spot, man, we really about to show the world what you can do, bro. I ain't had shit. In a matter of 4 years since 2020, I've had 3 residencies. I have a showroom now. I ain't paid rent in 3 years.
Wow.
Because of residencies.
Yeah.
And I think from my management background, I understood the moves you can make. I think that's why I propel so fast within the art industry. But I'm about to milk the shit for all it is. And me having the knowledge that I have as a manager just means this little inkling of talent I have, man, I'm about to take the fuck over. And then I have backing. I got people like Maya, Paper Frank, Evan Ranf. I got people from all over the place that really fuck with me. That it's a no-brainer, bro. I know I'm next. If not now.
Hell yeah, man. I know you keep mentioning Maya. I never met him before, but outside of him, is there anyone who helped you to the path that you're on now, that helped guide you to the path?
Yeah, there's a number of people, man. I got to give shout out to Mr. Soul, OG Mr. Soul. He did the So Def logo, and
that's hard.
Does your family logo and shit, but
damn.
He was fucking with me. They was all fucking with me as web designers, but he was actually getting me work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'd be remiss not to mention him. Paper Frank, I learned a lot by Manager Frank. I learned a lot from Manager Evan, my dog Stevie. A lot of these people kept me relevant when I wasn't relevant, when I wasn't nothing but behind the scenes. And through them, I made a lot of connections. And a lot of stuff is coming full circle because I did a lot of stuff for them. You know what I'm saying? So if it wasn't for these folks trusting me as a manager, I wouldn't even be in a position I'm in now. And then I have a studio over at Echo Contemporary, and the owner of that studio is a lady by the name of Jessica. She's a real artist advocate. She's helped me out a lot. And then, of course, Zucot, too.
Zucot.
Yeah, Zucot really trained my bracket when it comes to pricing and put me in a room. They got me on Hulu. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah,
I'm definitely going to go back to the crib and watch that myself.
Yeah, it's just like, it's a very good, that episode is very good educational tool, I would say. It's a lot of knowledge in there. And for my artwork to be featured in there, man, it's an honor. So I got to say shout out to Najee and Zucot Gallery, which is here now.
What's the best advice you gotten while pursuing your dreams?
The best advice, keep my head down and just keep going. And ever since I was told that, this is what I've been doing for 3 years. Sometimes I lift my head up like, what the fuck? Like, I didn't even know I
did all that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But it's a good, I lift my head up at the end of every year, I would say. And by that, I mean, I go back and go through all my Instagram posts and I gather like all my key points for that year. Then I make a recap for the year. And that's when I really to reflect on what I did that year. And every year has gotten better and better. You know what I'm saying? Like, this year is already good because I got a daughter on the way, my first child on the way. So already,
congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. Already this year is A1. You know what I'm saying? So it can only get way better.
Yeah.
You know? So every year's been getting better and better, man. I just like to reflect at the end of the year.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years, owning multiple narratives and like just traveling the world and getting inspired by wherever I am and painting a series based on wherever I am. So just traveling the world, my daughter and my family, opening up multiple narratives.
What's next? As far as like any events coming up soon?
Yeah.
Or in the future, what we need to look out for?
So April 6th, we have this thing called embedded narratives here. In literary terms, an embedded narrative is a story within a story. So with those, we do 5 a year. And we allow like an outside entity, group, or artist to do an exhibit within here. Because this showroom is primarily just for my work. But we allow like an outside entity to do their thing, a trusted artist or creative to do something fire. So April 6th, we have our first embedded narrative here. My homeboy Tayo, he does like these fashion bears, over like 200 bears. It's gonna flood the whole showroom, like big sizes, small sizes. So that's April 6th to 10th. May 18th, I have a solo show at Echo Contemporary Gallery.
Man, can you please send me information, bro? I'm trying to pull up to all this shit, bro.
I'm gonna send all this shit. November 8th, me and Frank got a collab show.
What's the date?
November 8th.
November 8th.
Frank's birthday is November 7th, and that show is November 8th, and it's gonna be at Old Rabbit, which is Maya Bailey's new high-end gallery.
Bet. I'm definitely trying to do that in November.
Yeah, that's gonna be a movie, bro.
All right.
It's gonna be a movie. And other than that, man, so April 6th, May 18th, November 8th, and then in between that, I'm always gonna have like a different pop-up or exhibit here too. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
thenarrativeshowroom.com is where I'm gonna start putting stuff up.
Okay. Yeah, I plan on pulling up to a lot of your shit, man. I told myself I wanted to start doing different shit in Atlanta.
Yeah.
I don't really drink like that. I stopped smoking. I just want to expand my horizon a little bit more.
I feel that.
Like, I always been a fan of art since a kid.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, just shoot me the information, man, and I'm going to make it happen. But
Yeah, man.
that's a wrap with the conversation, man.
We're gonna finish this
Thank
champagne. Mimosa me. Thank you, my
man.
brother.
Appreciate you, bro. Like I had a blast, bro.
Thank you, man.
This is a good one, man. I appreciate you. Ta-da, niggas.